So let's begin Inside the Box with Marmalade Boy. I think I've shown this twice on Inside the Box. I can't remember the other times. And granted, well, it probably wouldn't be hard to find the other one with the search feature. You know, I like digging them out again. One of these days, I'll actually go back and rewatch this series, or at least the stuff I've seen before. Doesn't look like there's a lot of stuff disc-wise to show. Some interesting things behind the discs, but I'm not going to dig them out. This is a Tokyo Pop release. They came in these rather thick things. Each of them comes with 3 discs with what is 38 divided by 2? That's 19 episodes per, I guess. This isn't too bad. They were also a bit on the expensive side, especially as it started going out of print and people are like, oh shit, I need to complete my Marmalade Boy collection. Maybe. Now I think about it, I probably asked at one point if maybe it went all, if the episode on the 4th and final box here went up to the last release, because it's up to episode 76 and it has the Marmalade Boy movie. Well, it's I don't know, I can't remember anymore. I would like to say, yeah, I remember doing that, but the truth of the matter is, my memory is a bit fuzzy. So let's not depend on it. Instead, move on to the next anime, Wedding Peach. This is the Season 1 thin DVD box set collection. Now, I've never really watched any episodes of it, so I don't really have anything to mention. Although I did download the first episode a long time ago. Just a single episode, probably really small, just the first episode. Didn't know what it was, what I was doing, etc. It was before Evangelion caused me to go on a searching spree and find ways to download it. I basically had a handful of things, and I was curious about this because it looks similar to Sailor Moon, which I never really got to see much of. But, you know, now I've seen all 5 seasons of Sailor Moon and a handful of specials and movies. But I have not seen any Wedding Peach. I guess that's kind of funny. Just shows you how incomplete my ability to download was back then. Also, I think I downloaded the first episode of Revolutionary Girl Utena. That was really strange. I didn't remember anything of the stuff I watched then. Now, this is the Season 2 box set. It includes the 4 DX OVAs, as it says here. And I don't know that it says it. No, here, there we go. It says it on the side here. It's a pretty good collection. I think I also showed Serial Experiments Lain kind of recently. I seem to remember digging it out. You know, this is a series that's just... I was just talking to my friend about it. He'd never even heard of it. And it's not surprising. But at the same time, you know, this was a very confusing series. Well, at the same time not being so confusing that it doesn't make sense. I don't know how to explain it. I don't even know how to explain how it's even entertaining. It's just a very bizarre series. I enjoyed it. I even sometimes feel like rewatching it now and then, but I got so much new stuff. Like, I haven't even watched all of Ah My Buddha, which some of y'all may know as something like Aminade Yo. I don't know if I'm pronouncing that right, or remembering that exactly right. It's a fairly perverted series. The name was probably chosen so that people would, who remember Ah My Goddess might buy it. Otherwise, other people who weren't even aware of that series probably wouldn't care too much about, or think too much about a name change. So they come up with strange names. Let's see. Samurai Deeper Kyo is just in this Anime Works compressed box set. You know, I seem to remember watching like first 6 episodes or the first 13 episodes or something. I don't remember what was happening. I don't remember why I never finished it. Huh. And one of these is part 1. Oh, this. Then we have a Blassreiter. It seemed like it was rated pretty lowly, and I'm not exactly sure why. Huh. That's a bit unusual. I'm used to the images being on the other side. It's a very strange and hard to explain artwork, I think. Even within the context of having watched the first half of the series. Huh. So I bought the 2-part Bamboo Blade release. For the most part, it was a pretty well lighthearted series. Well paced, I mean. I think the biggest problem is I'm not sure if it really knew what it wanted to do with itself. It's possible part of the problem with that is maybe the manga was longer or something. I don't really know. It's not a release I regret having. I think there's a complete collection that combines the 2 season sets, though. Here's I believe a pretty popular one. Darker Than Black. As you can see, this is a box set, and with all of them you have what's his name's mask on the front. I'll be honest, right now I don't remember names from it, but I remember enjoying it. And if I'm not mistaken, the last DVD of this series has actually become kind of hard to get. But maybe a re-release happened recently, and so it'd be easier to get the complete collection that way. I don't know. I remember enjoying it. I think I need more to really, or maybe to rewatch it to have a complete, more thorough opinion, because I watched it fragmented enough that I want to see it all together to understand it. Sorry, shuffling the DVDs off the camera, because I'm going to go ahead and show Paranoia Agent next. Now this was a great anime. Satoshi Kon, you may remember him from such anime as Tokyo Godfather, Millennium Actress, Perfect Blue, I think Paprika. They all have his style to them, or her style. I think it's a him. But for the most part, Paranoia Agent it was just awesome to watch. And not as trippy or nonsensical, while being sensical, as like Serial Experiments Lain. But if you wanted something that gave you the same idea, but actually made some sense, yeah, Paranoia Agent would probably be a better way to go. Last but not least, the most popular of the inside the box requests. Case Closed, also known as Detective Conan. Which is kind of surprising, because as far as it's my understanding that these 5 seasons are the only seasons that are out. They've each been released 3 or 4 times, but they don't sell as well. But time and time again, people like to request this series a lot, which kind of surprises me. Unless it's like the same person doing it over and over, I wouldn't be able to keep track of that. It was enjoyable. I mean, I think some people watch it and they just miss out on, I don't know what the story. It, like, doesn't have an overarching story. But given that it keeps going on, you would kind of expect something like that. Learn not to value things like that. Treat it as the setup that it is. But at the same time, I think one thing that attracts people to anime are those short and concise stories that tell an interesting little story. The 26, 13 episode stuff. I don't know. And maybe the kind of people, those of y'all who like to have me show these, the kind of people who can't afford them or wouldn't, or maybe, I don't know what it is. Is it something about the personality that kind of encourages. I don't know. Anyways, I've heard that the season sets don't sell so well, and that's why they've stopped at 5, and every time it's been re-released in different releases, they haven't sold well enough to, I guess the other thing is that maybe there's not as much need and desire to collect them all. The movies, on the other hand, I had heard were selling well. This is a double feature which has the first and the second movie in it. And you know, having watched these movies, they're actually good. I mean, they kind of capture the same idea of the series while taking it up a notch, making the mystery they have to solve more dangerous or bigger in scope or whatnot. Sometimes even more mysterious. Basically allowing them to tell neat stories. And I don't know that... I'm pretty sure not all the movies are super awesome. And I guess since they've sat here at the Phantom of Baker Street as their last release for a while now, maybe they aren't planning on bringing more movies here stateside. And I wouldn't know why. That would just be unfortunate. Anyways, that's this week's Inside the Box. Finishing up with popular request, case closed.